Sure, she will. And she will.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Vuemax. We don't watch the movie, we break the code. You think you know the story of the Titanic. You know the grand ship, the iceberg, the doomed kiss. Hollywood spent billions convincing you it was a beautiful, inescapable tragedy of fate. But tonight, we open the verified file to reveal the truth. The Titanic's demise wasn't just an accident. It was the result of a chain reaction of corruption, arrogance, and a corporate gamble that started long before the ship even left the harbor. Prepare yourself, because we're exposing the cold, historical facts Hollywood actively chose to sink. Part 1. The unsinkable lie and that fatal design flaw. The first lie Cameron sold us was the unsinkable tag. Our file proves that was just a marketing gimmick. But what about the technical failure that actually sank the ship? The Titanic had 16 supposed watertight compartments. But the designers didn't extend those bulkheads to the top deck. They were intentionally left too low, a deliberate flaw made for showmanship. Once water overflowed the top of just 4 compartments, it simply poured over the top of the next one, dooming the ship in a devastating domino effect. It wasn't just poor design. It was a criminally flawed safety measure done purely for luxury image. Part 2. The 30-second iceberg scandal. The movie shows the iceberg popping out of nowhere, right? That's only half the story. The lookouts did spot the iceberg minutes before impact. But the real disaster came immediately after. Because of the outdated steering system used at the time, someone in the crew issued the wrong rudder command. Instead of turning fully in time, the ship, in those final seconds, scraped its side against the iceberg. Experts argue today, if the crew had done nothing, if they had simply chosen to hit the iceberg head-on, the bow would have been crushed, but fewer than 4 compartments would have been breached, and the ship likely would have survived. That single, final wrong command was the price of hundreds of lives. Part 3. The ghost ship nearby. SS Californian's vile betrayal. This is the most brutal and least known part of the story. We know the Californian was only 19 miles away and its wireless operator was off duty. But it gets worse. That ship's crew clearly saw the distress rockets, the final signal flares, from the sinking Titanic off their bow. According to sworn testimony, the Californian crew confirmed they determined those rockets were emergency signals. But Captain Stanley Lord refused to give the order, saying, "It's probably just a celebratory firework." And he went back to bed. A massacre was happening right next to them, and they actively chose not to help. That, folks, is a historic crime of deliberate negligence. Part 4. Lives sacrificed for the luxury image. Why were there so few lifeboats? Laws were ancient, yes. But the primary reason the White Star Line reduced the number was simple: to avoid cluttering the decks and ruining the luxurious aesthetic. They calculated lifeboat capacity based on the ship's tonnage, weight, not its massive passenger capacity. Who paid the ultimate price for that aesthetic choice? Third class. As lifeboats lowered, many third-class gates and doors remained locked. This wasn't just a class war. The biggest losses were among the crew. Of the nearly 700 engineers and stokers below deck, only 3 survived. They were the anonymous heroes who kept the power on and the pumps running, ensuring the movie's romantic final moments could even exist. Vuemax verdict. The iceberg was just a random event. The disaster itself was a human failure. It was the result of technically flawed design, a captain's arrogance, the Marconi operator's greed, the corporate self-preservation of men like Ismay, and the horrible indifference of the ship floating just miles away. The movie sold you a tearful love story. Vuemax shows you the historical crime hidden beneath the waves. What's the next Hollywood lie we should expose? Tell us below. Don't fall for the movie magic. Subscribe to Vuemax and hit that bell. We'll see you in the next file.